Want to travel around the world? Walk with lions and bungee jump off cliffs? Visit 100 countries and 8 wonders of the world. Experience culture and travel on a budget? Well, tune on into Mr. 100 Countries Visited. Greetings, people. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, you know how I love to travel. That's me all day. So, that being said, summer 2025, I got invited to go to not only Puerto Rico, but this next country, which was the Dominican Republic. That's where I'm headed to at this moment while on my flight. And a friend invited me, and it's a good friend. So, y'all know I don't like the heat like that. So, Lucci had to mentally prepare himself for a few weeks. I'm like, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna get through this, and I'm gonna adjust. So, as you can see, that's what happened. We started out in Puerto Rico, so let's go recap these buildings. Oh my gosh!
What one? Puerto Rico.
Two Puerto. Very sweet. Thank you, Jerry. Man, so as you can see, a time was certainly had in Puerto Rico. My gosh, we did the La Casita district. I got my hair cut. We drank like it was unlimited at the bar. And man. That's all I can say. The time was had. So, again, we wanted to continue the fun. This was a 2-part trip. And that 2-part was another country. That second country was the DR, Dominican Republic, people. And the region that my friend chose to go to was Punta Cana. So Punta Cana is located on the far eastern region of the Dominican Republic. Just to give a little insight about Dominican Republic, it does border the country of Haiti. The borders are currently closed, or so they say. Because I did do a little bit of research, and I believe 4 borders are crossable. So that was a whole controversy for me. However, for safety reasons, I just did not chance it. Though I wanted Haiti to be my 118th country so bad. Hey, knowing me, maybe it will. So that being said, man, we continued our trek going on into Punta Cana. And Punta Cana, we did need to clear immigration because San Juan is part of the U.S. So that's exactly what we did. And man, it was on the poppin'. Check it out. So man, when landing in Punta Cana, Dominican Republic, first impressions was one thing. You already know what Lucci don't look like that. It was hot as hell. Hot, baby, hot. But I'm like, okay, let me reset my brain. It's gonna be hot. I already knew that. So let's get the party started. So we exited. It was time to clear immigration. The immigration line was real smooth. I thought it would be, like a lot longer because you hear a lot of folks back in Milwaukee, that's where I'm from, talking about like how long the lines can be and how often they go there and how often, it's like a popular tourist spot. So I just thought we'd be waiting, but we weren't. So grabbed the luggage. It was time to leave the airport, and I thought that Punta Cana was like a smaller destination. Florida was our room. It took like about 25 minutes to get to our hotel, and we took it from there. So check it out, y'all. And Punta Cana.
Yes, the DR.
Punta Cana. what first impressions of the airport? You know, every airport just always has so much character. And I always say, you know, like I've traveled around the world, and of course I'm always grateful when I say that. But I always feel like the airport always sets the tone for you and lets you know what to expect culturally in the city. It's kind of like a first impression per se. So, man, it was just like a lot of repetition leaving out of the airport and whatnot. And a lot of the taxi folks, like you would pass one person, then the next person, like taxi, pass that person, taxi, then the next three people, taxi. Get it? So it's just like, dude. So you'll see as this video progresses, it was a lot of that in Punta Cana, which was cool. Yep, so we stayed at Manaya Bed and Breakfast, but it was, you know, basically a nice boutique hotel, and you know, they offer free breakfast or whatnot, and they also had a pool, and man, it was just a good vibe, good energy. It was hot, but it made up for it. So once getting settled into the room, everybody was just hungry, and yeah, it was time to definitely eat. So, you know, this is when I started to figure out that Punta Cana was a lot bigger than it seemed. Because, you know, online, it just makes it seem like, you know, it's just a lot of resorts and it's kind of, you know, just confined to one area. But boy, was I wrong. So, again, as I stated prior, it took about like 25 minutes to get from the airport to our hotel. And then from our hotel to the Mexican restaurant that we went to, it took about like another 30 minutes. But whatever, didn't mind or whatnot. So once we found the Mexican restaurant, we ate there, and then we found this random bar, and they served this drink called the Porter. The Porter looks fire, plus I'm starting to get a little tired, and everybody knows, Lucci go out, he go out. Meaning, once I'm tired, I'm going to bed. So the Porter woke me up because it had coffee in it. So, yeah, man, bartender did this thing, he shook it up, shimmy, shimmy, shake, shake, and Lucci drink. So, yeah, check it out.
Fancy. Oh, yes. The coffee beans. I'm going to eat them.
Amor, paz y dinero. Love you, money, paz.
Yes.
Once we got done toasting up, it was time to head to another destination. So our next destination was Bavaro Beach. And Bavaro Beach was about, again, another 30 minutes away. So you spend a lot of time in the car. The sun was setting. We was trying to catch the beach before the sun had set, but unfortunately we didn't make it in time, so we kind of indulged in a little bit of shopping, which there were plenty of markets aligned with Bavaro Beach. This is also like a popular tourist area of Punta Cana. So, you know, we kind of kicked it there for a little bit, and then from there, you know, it was time to go back to the room, get all dressed up, so we can go out and shimmy, shimmy, and shake, shake, shake. Was a bit more fluent in English than others in Punta Cana, so I asked him about local culture and life.
You say what type of culture?
Like, cause you know, like Haiti is its own country, and then Dominican Republic is its own country.
Yeah.
So what do you feel? What do you feel about Haiti? That's the question.
Me, I don't care. Some people, yes, but I think we're not the same. They have another culture.
They have a what? I'm sorry.
Other culture.
They're separate culture.
Yeah. Different language. Yeah, and like here, like everywhere. Good person, bad person, and and everywhere.
It's like in the United States.
I have a lot of friends from Haiti, but some people it's difficult,
And why do you think that they're difficult?
Like they make patois. No, patois is gaga.
What's that again? I'm sorry.
Gaga.
Gaga. No, I don't know Gaga.
Like a ritual for the Davis, something like the culture. Let me take.
I'm sorry. It was just one of the things that I was inquisitive about Haiti because it was just so near, and I just wanted to get first perspectives of citizens who
Like this.
live here.
So they make a ritual.
We got done with the day. We headed back to our room, and it was time to get all dressed up and all dolled up to go out in the evening. So I found this club called Maraca, and man, Maraca definitely shook. So man, we're getting there, had to pay a little cover fee, and it was just so unique of a club because I've never been to a spot where it's like in the middle of the woods. It's situated by a lagoon, and then you kind of walked throughout this path, and then it leads to like this cave, and then the cave leads to the club. Man, had strobe lights going, had dances going. The whole aesthetic was just banging and fire. So man, it's one of the most unique spots I've ever been to in the entire world, and I loved Punta Cana for that reason. So yeah man, this was the entryway to the cave, and you're about to see the club in just a second. Also, this spot gave you 2 free drinks. Yes, get it. Following morning, I got up and I just wanted to walk because, man, after a while, once you get all lit, you turning up and it's constant. It's like, let me sweat, let me exercise, let me breathe. So, man, I got a sauna and I got a walk-in because, man, Dominican Republic is a natural sauna. That's how hot it is. It's a little humid and it ain't all that windy at times. The sun be beaming. So I walked for like about, I don't know, an hour and 40 minutes just around the residential area and also the commercial district area and took it from there. So check out my walk. next task after doing my walk was we had a 3 o'clock hip hop party planned. And we had to head back to Bravaro Beach to get on the boat, and it lasted for about 3.5 hours. And I was not ready because, man, things escalated pretty quickly on this boat. It started off real solemn, and I should have known. The quiet before the storm. Well, it was a good storm. And, man, once that liquor got to flowing, and once that music got to playing, and people got to feeling themselves, oh my gosh, a vibe started, and it was a forever memorable vibe. The water felt good, and man, it was just, again, a good vibe. So, check it out.
Listen now, I'm going to celebration place Lara for somebody house on my mother. Happy birthday, man. Let's go, yes. Look, I be riding through my old hood, but I'm in my new hood. Same old attitude, but I know this shit. They say they gon' ride me. See me never do shit. Yes, sir. They know that's the reason they gon' happy birthday. Where's my queenie? Still on the bus. Popping bottles like I scored a winning touchdown. Remember me, Danny, bro. Look at me yelling now. I run my city from South Philly back to Uptown. Thank God all these bottles I pop. All this paper I've been getting, all these models I cop. I done sold 100,000 for my album got dropped. And I'm only 23. I'm the shit that look at me. I'm a boss like my nigga Rose. Like, shooting at me for. Oh, guys, listen, guys, listen now. Listen, everyone pay attention right now. Everyone pay attention right now. Everybody looking at the crowd. Let's go! Aces with the rainbow. Oh, hold on. Happy birthday, baby. Happy birthday, gorgeous. Yeah. Yeah. Man. See my dreams unfold. Nightmares come true. It was time to marry the game, and I said, yeah, I do. Never let them hold you with the queen of what we started.
And so as you can see, a vibe was surely had. And I highly recommend to go on the hip hop boat tour in Punta Cana because it was litty in the city. So we headed back to our room and man, we got dressed all up for the evening. We ended up going to their club district, which was about like 30 minutes from our hotel. And man, we got all lit up throughout the night. And the next day, man, what did we do? I can't remember. I think we went back to the beach, went to a few markets, and that was that.
You better eat the whole damn thing too. Cause I'm gonna fuck around. If you don't eat that whole
We'll
list,
eat
I'm gonna
you.
whoop your ass. You want on the grill, goddamn. Shit, you better eat that whole damn list.
So we're walking over here in this area. This was my first attempt to get to Santo Domingo, but it didn't work because the bus was sold out. And then the later bus would have came at 2, and then the last bus leaving Santo Domingo coming back to Punta Cana was at 6. So I'm like, this is a dud. It ain't no need to go today. So I ended up exploring this area again. It had plenty of markets that were super affordable or whatnot. One thing I liked about Punta Cana as well is that it had black hair products, and it's important for black folks to have certain products just to make sure that their hair is straight, traveling abroad especially. So I thought that was cool. And then it was this Mexican restaurant that I ate at over here. I ain't cared for it because the lady, she would not take our currency. It had little rips in it due to wear and tear, and she made me, my apologies, go to 3 different stores to get crisp currency. So that kind of irked me, but I'm like, I'm gonna keep it moving. So that being said, I continued to explore this area for about a good hour and a half or so, and then I stumbled upon something very fun that you're about to see. Damn! GR bringing the clumsiness out of my ass. Shit. Yeah. I hope I'm not paying attention either. Yep. Yeah, they song and they dialect is a little bit too thick. But yes, man, when leaving the supermarket area, the market area, man, it was time to do something fun that I've never done internationally. And that was go-karting. I thought this was so cool. The cool thing about this place is that you get 3 sessions for $45. And then the first session is pretty much the warm-up. The second one is to get you acclimated. And then the third one is the competition. So I think I did pretty good. Wasn't nobody racing this round, but the last round I lost. First round I did win. So hey, you win some, you lose some. What you do, Pops? You live to fight another day. But yeah, man, I really, really enjoyed myself. This was fire. A good old bomb old time. And I highly recommend it. I highly recommend to do it if you are in the Punta Cana area. Again, Uber is accessible, so that was a good thing about it as well. Just make sure that your Uber pin is aligning to your location, because sometimes the streets do give off misleading direction and the drivers do follow the exact pin. So that was the case for this go-karting area. But all was resolved. So, yeah, check it out. Yeah, man, when concluding my time at the go-karting spot, it was time to head back to my Airbnb and shower. Because, man, in these Punta Cana streets, you gonna be sweaty. And when go-karting, you was even like 10 times sweatier. So that was first things first, shower. And then it was time to eat. Because brother was starving. I wanted some Cajun cuisine. And my gosh, I was so grateful to find it. So, went back towards the Morrow area, and I found this spot online called Castaways, and they be having hush puppies, Cajun white shrimp, jambalaya, you name it. This drink that I had was a Hurricane 2M, and it was also had the shrimp and grits, which was fire. So that put me to bed, and thankfully it did, because my brother had to get up early the next morning to head to Santo Domingo, which is the capital of the Dominican Republic. So my bus left at 7 o'clock in the morning. So at this point, I woke up at 5:30. My brother was tired, and then the bed was kind of quiet. So yeah, you do the math. So this is my Airbnb area. Airbnb was real nice, as you can see, and yeah, man, it was time to head to the bus station. It's called APT Prime, so that's the best way I can say it. And the bus is like a double-decker style. It was only $5. What? Can't beat. So it took like 2.5 to get to Santo Domingo. So I highly recommend you do that if you're in the Punta Cana area. So I had a great time, and this was just the start of it. So, yep, the driver pulled up. Took about like 10 minutes to get to the bus station, and then that was it. Check it out. So right now, I'm leaving Punta Cana, and I'm headed to Santo Domingo, which is the capital of the DR. And yeah, probably get some nice cuisine, go and see the beach, get bit up by more mosquitoes. It's a very early morning. So my brother did not get good sleep at all. But I'm here. So let's get it. man. So when arriving at Santo Domingo, one of my main missions was to see a colonialized area where Christopher Columbus had colonialized and stolen from Dominican Republic people. There was a lot of history and artifacts in the area, a lot of free museums. So Lucci wanted to check it out for sure. I also wanted to check it out, the seafront, because there's like a lot of markets and restaurants, cigar bars, you name it, on the seafront area of Santo Domingo. So I walked everywhere, no taxis, nothing. Well, outside of taking a buggy ride in the colonial area, but overall I walked. So yeah, it was another hot sauna walkable day. So y'all check it out.
No, yeah.
Ciao. I'm in the DR, baby. Yeah. I'm in Santo Domingo right now, capital of Dominican Republic. Currently in the colonial area, which is an area where Christopher Columbus occupied this spot. He colonialized it and took it over, stole people's land. We're going to use the correct terms for such a man. Stole, colonized, all of that. So, it's just crazy going around the world and just seeing like a lot of colonial spots, and everything is just always intact. Again, like this is original, like tiles and stone from that era, and it's always intact. And whenever I always, think about colonialism, I always know that they built it to last. Especially going to like slave houses like Elmina Castle and Cape Coast, Ghana, Goree Island, again, still standing to this day. These people had a system, they had a vision, they wanted it to last. That being said, Santo Domingo is nice. Lucci likes Santo Domingo better than Punta Cana. Punta Cana, it's too much vegetation for Lucci, but like vegetation, and where vegetation meets beach, i.e. meets beach water and bugs, which Lucci does not like. Be my guest, but nah, man. But yeah, the vibe here is nice. Gotta watch it, because in these certain markets, they try to get over on you, and it's like, this don't cost that, but gotta get your hustle on, right? So yeah, peace.
Hello.
You got a point.
The Colombo House. Amber.
Ah, Amber.
Amber, Daddy Market, the Black Nora.
Oh, okay.
I'm in the Dominican Republic, baby.
Hola, señorita. Regular.
Oh, they'll go there.
Oh, look at that. Wow.
You always looking at stuff.
Yo creo que a
You
ella que
never
le
know what
toca, pero yo lo voy a
situation
hacer
you're
ahora.
gonna be in. Might have to help somebody. So I thought that was cool on seeing how carriages are gassed up. That being said, one thing the Dominican folks gonna do is definitely hustle. So, man, the next stop was him taking us to another store, and they specialize in a specific stone that they can jury into. So we stopped there, had a few shots of rum, and then that was that.
It takes this firm.
Polish.
Yeah, do you feel the difference?
Yes, yes.
Black color you can also find in Cuba and it helps reduce stress and for protection. And finally over here we have amber. Amber is a resin of a tree called algarrobo. This one we can find in 25 countries only in yellow. But here in Dominican Republic we have 5 different colors of amber including this one. This one is the blue amber, the one that changes with the sun.
When concluding my time in the colonial area, I continued to explore until it was time to head back to Punta Cana.
That's our bus. That's our bus. Right now, this is the last few hours that I'll be here in Punta Cana, and I'm here to get my review on it. So, Punta Cana, this is a 2-dayer. I don't know what y'all folks be talking about, how, and granted, everybody's experience might be different than mine, but jeez, this ain't no weaker at all. Somebody said they spent a week here, like, child, show me where you going. That being said, my highlight was definitely going to this spot called Morocco, and Morocco was absolutely lit. It was like spots that you see on TikTok. Pay about like 20 to get in there, and then it's like this cave that leads you to the club. I'm posting the video in just a second just to give a highlight. And what else did I enjoy here? The hip hop boat party, that was very, very lit. Went to a few markets, and by day 2 of Punta Cana was just like, okay, what's next? Outside of relaxing, which is a good thing, but You get tired of relaxing sometimes. What is there to do? Not too much. So, went to Santo Domingo. That was a better vibe. The Punta Cana, in my opinion. There were many more markets, way more better food spots to check out, more history. That's where Mr. Christopher Columbus, remember the term settled, adult terms colonized. So check that out. Again, it was a vibe in Santo Domingo. I will go back there before I come to Punta Cana, to be very honest with you. So that's my little take. I'm gonna give a more detailed take when I get more time. But peace.
The trip concluded and it was time to head back to the States.
I really had a great time, and this trip was much needed.
Ahora siempre